Hi everyone. Recently I was asked by a viewer about how to test for linearity of the logit using the Box Tidwell transformation. So linearity of the logit is an assumption associated with logistic regression, and the basic idea is that the correct functional relationship between our predictor variables and the predicted logits is linear. And you might be asking yourself what a logit is, and basically a logit is nothing more than a transformation of the predicted probabilities from our model, and more specifically the predicted probability of a case falling into the target outcome category on the dependent variable. Now you might be thinking, well, why would we want to do that? And the reason why is because the relationship between our predictors and predicted probabilities is inherently nonlinear. It's actually going to take on more of an S-shaped form, and that's as a result of the fact that the minimum and maximum values of any probability estimate would be bounded at 0 and 1. So that creates an inherent S-shaped curve, and so we can't model probabilities as a linear function of our predictors. So the way around that is to convert those probabilities into predicted logits, and that linearizes the relationship between our predictors and those probabilities. So if we happen to have nonlinearity in the logit, then what that means is that there is a nonlinear relationship between one or more of our predictors and those predicted logits. So, and that translates into the fact that we have a misspecification in our model. And if we don't correctly specify the functional relationship between our predictors and our logits, then that can lead to incorrect judgments concerning the nature of the relationship between our predictors and our outcome variable. So the Box Tidwell transformation is actually a pretty simple thing to do, and what I'm going to do is just kind of walk you through the process of testing our assumption with that transformation using the data set that you see on your screen. And if you want to obtain a copy of this data set to download and follow along, you can just follow the link that is provided underneath the video description. So briefly, the data set contains fictional student data. Each row represents a student, and the dependent variable in our regression model is going to be this pass variable. It's going to be coded 0, indicating that a student did not pass a test, or 1, indicating that a student did pass a test. And we are going to be predicting the probability of passing the test based on 3 predictors. We have anxiety, mastery goals, and interest. And all 3 of these variables are being treated as continuous. And that's one thing to keep in mind when you are performing the Box Tidwell transformation, is that you are essentially transforming continuous predictors. So if you have any binary predictors, maybe perhaps where you've dummy coded a factor variable or something, you're not doing any transformations on those variables, but you're only going to be transforming the continuous predictors in your model. So we have 3 continuous predictors in our regression model, and let's go ahead and just briefly run our analysis, just the basic logistic regression, by going to Analyze, Regression, Binary Logistic. We'll kind of reset this, and we'll move our pass variable to the dependent variable box and our 3 predictors over to this box right here. So when we click on OK, we get our output, and we'll scroll down. I'm not going to unpack all of the output. I'm just going to mainly just say really quickly that you can see our chi-square test for our model is statistically significant. We would interpret that as indicating that our model containing the full set of predictors represents a significant improvement in fit relative to an intercept-only model. When we scroll down a little bit further, you can see we have our model summary table containing the model deviance, which is the -2 times the log likelihood, and we also have our 2 pseudo R-square values. Of note, if we go down to the variables in the equation, we have our unstandardized regression slopes, and from a literal standpoint, what they reflect is the predicted change in logits per unit increase on our predictor variables. But you can see that we can look at the signs, and that gives you an indication of the nature of the relationship between our predictors and those probabilities. So we can see that if we have a negative slope, as we have right here, that would indicate, for instance, with respect to anxiety, that students with higher levels of anxiety were less likely to pass the test, whereas students who were lower on anxiety were more likely to pass the test. With respect to mastery, we see the slope as positive, and that would indicate that students who were higher on mastery were more likely to pass the test, whereas students who were lower on mastery were less likely to pass the test. So that's the basic regression model, and you can see that of our predictors, we had mastery and anxiety. Both of those were statistically significant, as indicated by the p-values in this column. So now we want to test the linearity of the Logit assumption, and so what we're going to have to start off with is the Box Tidwell transformation. So to perform the transformation, we will go to Transform, Compute Variable. I'm going to create a new variable for each of our predictors that we're transforming. So we'll start off with anxiety. I'll just call this new target variable. I'll call it TR_ANX for anxiety. And under the numeric expression, I'm going to type in LN, and inside the parenthesis, we're going to move our anxiety variable over there, and in parenthesis here, and then asterisk, which is reflecting multiplication, and then we're going to type in our predictor as well. So we're multiplying our original variable anxiety by the natural log of anxiety, and that's producing a newly transformed variable that will be saved to our data set. So when I click on OK and I look under my data set right here, you can see we have that variable now included in the data set. And we do the same thing for our other two predictors. So I'm going to click on Transform, Compute Variable. In this case, we'll do the mastery variable, so I'll just type in TRMAST right here, and then under numeric expression, we will type in mastery right here and mastery right here. And so we're now multiplying the original mastery variable by the natural log of mastery, and that creates that second variable in our data set. So then we'll do the same thing for the interest variable. So in this case, I'll just call the new variable TRINT for interest, and under numeric expression, we'll stick with the natural log of interest times the original interest variable. Sorry about the beeping here. We'll click on OK, and so now we have that third variable included in our data set right here at the end. So we now have everything we need to do or have in order to carry out the test. So what we'll do is we'll go to Analyze Regression and go down to Binary Logistic, and we'll move those three transform variables into this block along with the others. And so now when we click on OK, we'll scroll down, and what we're mainly interested in are the significance tests associated with those three transformed variables. So we're not concerned with the significance test of our anxiety, mastery, or interest variables. We're interested in the significance levels associated with our transformed variables. And so all three of these happen to be non-significant. And that would basically signify that we have met the assumption concerning linearity of the Logit. Now it is possible too that if you are performing your analysis, it could be the case that maybe one of the transformed variables is significant but the other two are not, in which case that would indicate that we might need to incorporate perhaps higher order polynomial terms for that first predictor in our original regression analysis to capture that non-linearity. But in this particular case, again, all three of those transformed variables are non-significant, which is indicating that we have linearity of the Logit. So that gives us greater confidence in terms of trusting our regression results from our original model. So that pretty well wraps up this demonstration of how to test for linearity of the Logit using the Box Tidwell transformation. And I appreciate you watching.